Good day, everyone. In this video, we are going to be doing something very interesting. We'll be using Arelle to validate it, to perform some data quality checks on a real-life filing to the Security and Exchange Commission in the United States. So before we start, it's important that we really understand what we're actually doing. What we are doing is that I went on the internet, I searched for a company that submitted a filing to the SEC, which is Security and Exchange Commission in the United States. I downloaded their reports, that's their XBRL reports, and I now want to perform some data quality assessment on their reports. It's important for us to draw a line between performing just taxonomy checks and data quality checks. So for the SEC, they make use of US GAAP. US GAAP is the taxonomy. So what we are doing is more than just confirming that the taxonomy was followed. In addition to the taxonomy requirements, there are also some data quality controls that are provided by auditors, that's digital financial reporting auditors, that are considered best practice. So I added that plugin, the plugin to my Arelle, and I'm now using that plugin to assess that report if the persons that filed the financial statements followed best practice. So what I'm saying essentially is that you can have an XBRL report that is in line with the expected taxonomy, in this case US GAAP, but it's in terms of data quality, there might be some gaps. So it's important to clearly understand that distinction. So I'll be sharing my screen now. Let's first of all go to Microsoft Edge. So this is the report. It's pretty long. It's for a real company. They filed it around 2014 because I can see 2014 here. I can't even remember the company the name of the company, but I know I got it from one of these US XBRL sites. You can go to SEC, you can search for SEC filings, and you can just walk around the site and you'll most likely see a couple of reports that are filed. I mean, they are public information, so a lot of them you can download them and work on them. So without wasting much time, let me open my command prompts. We are going to be doing everything from scratch. Everything from scratch. So let me stop sharing and I will reshare. Yeah, so let me reshare. Yeah, I believe you can see my screen now. So what I want to do is I'm on C drive now. I want to move to my D drive because I want to access a couple of things from my D drive. So I'm in D drive now. Let me navigate to where I have where I test stuff on XBRL. So we are good. So one thing I would do first is I want to validate that the DQC validator is active, that's it is validated. So Sorry, one thing I would have shown earlier is, let me go back to my browser so that we'll just see a little bit more on DQC. Yeah, I believe you can see my screen. So let's do XBRL US DQC. Yeah, so this is the data quality committee. Data quality. So you can see how to set it up. This is not what I need. Where's that page? So I'm looking for the page that tells me about how to set it up. I have the page somewhere. But you can just read about it and you see how useful the DQC can be. So these are some of the checks that DQC does. I should scroll down. So I'm not seeing what I want, but you can just walk around the site and you see what is needed. I'll probably add some links in the description. And you see, probably because I am using Bing here, I think if I were to use Google, I would get to what I want faster. So let me just go back to my command prompts. So the DQC is a committee of accountants, financial regulators, XBRL experts, and people who are very familiar with the taxonomy. And they tell us, they provide guidelines, they provide benchmarks on how financial statements should be. That even goes beyond what IFRS, US GAAP, and the likes are saying. So without wasting much time, let me just activate my my DQC. I want to activate it now. So to activate it, I'll just go to so let me copy this. Yeah. So I need to reference my where the Arelle command line is being gotten from. That's program. That's program files. Backwards slash Arelle. Arelle CMD. Okay, so I think this is good. Then the other part I missed out. So let me just copy this. Let me copy this. So this is the command to validate DQC in my Arelle. I already validated it, but you can always run it again. Hopefully we do not get any error. So I'm validating the data quality committee, but you can see data quality control because they are really controlling. Yeah, so it's running now. Yeah, you can see activation of plugin, DQC rules validator successful, version check, and the likes. The Zulu version is also 3.0.23. So I have been able to validate the DQC to my Arelle. Everything I'm doing using command prompt. You can also do it with the GUI, Arelle GUI. But I think using command prompt is kind of faster. And if you're on a server and you don't have access to the GUI, you might want to be more familiar with running commands, even though there's a web server also that you can use, but that would increase your attack surface because you will need to start opening ports that you'll be using to access the application that you'll be using to access RL. So we've confirmed now that DQC rules validator is successful. The next thing I want to do now is to run my command. So I want to check. So I didn't mention this earlier, but I downloaded the filing for this particular US company. However, I duplicated the filing that I had. Then I deliberately introduced some errors into it. Then I saved it. So let me run the one without the errors, and I'll just quickly go through what we have here. So you can see, let me go to the beginning. Let me scroll to the beginning. So over here, we are just running the Arelle command line. Then we are referencing the plugin that we activated. Then we are using DQC, and we are saying that we want what was provided by the Security and Exchange Commission, because that's where this filing is from. So even though it's US GAAP, but we want the validation from Security and Exchange Commission. Then now we are referencing the instance document, the XBRL instance document. So this is it here. So I gave it XBRL US example instance 2. That's the name of the instance document. Then no certificate check. Then this is the important part. So the log file, so where we want to save the results of what we are running. So let me change the name to something simpler, because I think I've used that file name before. So I'll call this let me just call it results DQC dqc.txt. So this file is where we want to see our results. So if there were to be any validation errors, any recommendation, anything that is affecting the quality of our XBRL filing, we want to see it here. So this is what I'll be running. And this is what I'll be running. Hopefully there wouldn't be any error. I think we are good. So I will run this, and automatically that file will be created. So I will be going to look at that file. So it's taking a while because it's running a lot. So the second thing I want to do is the instance documents that add errors. So that's what I will be including over here. So let me just confirm the name. I think I know I added with errors somewhere. Yeah, underscore with error. Underscore with error dot XML. Yeah, so I think that's the name. Let me confirm again. I don't want to make any mistake. Yeah, so But this time around, let me rename the output file, the log file, I'll just add 2 in front. So that's the one with errors. I added a couple of more errors. So I'm not saying that the first one will be perfect. It might also have some recommendation because probably the person that did the filing for the company might not have followed um the best practice, because they always release these DQCs updated regularly. So it might have even been all right as at the time the filing was made, um but might not be fine today. So let's run this and I would be showing us what we have. Yeah, so this is also completed. So now, um so I think, can we use cats in Windows? I know I use cats in Linux environment. I would have loved to output it here. So let me try to use cats results. Let me see if it will work. Result dqc.txt. That's for the first one. Yeah, cat doesn't work. How do I output? How do I output? Okay, so let's just go to the file and I will open it. I was trying to prevent opening my file. So let's go to it. So I will open both DQC and DQC2. Okay, so let me share for the first one and we'll see what the output is. Yeah, so we can see the output. Result dqc.txt. You can see the activation of the plugin was successful. Then information activation of the plugin was also successful. The Zulu version is telling us. However, you can see the first error over here that is saying that no such file or directory. We were referencing this particular ESD, this particular XSD, and it can't find it. So that's because I didn't have the XSD. It's probably an oversight on my part. Then another thing is, so this XSD for work in progress is what this particular instance document was referencing. Then another thing also is schema import missing, instant files missing, blah 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 blah. So all these are also based on the XSD document that was not included. So that is that about that. However, if I should open the one with some deliberate errors that are even within the instance documents, so let's take a look about it. Let's take a look at it. We would see that there are a couple of more errors around this, a couple of more errors around it. So we can see our, oh, sorry, I'm sharing the wrong one. Let me stop sharing and we share. Okay, yeah. So we can see that there is also a syntax error for this DQC2 because I introduced some more issues to it, not just the inability to find the taxonomy for it, the XSD for it. So you can see a lot more errors over here. So the point of this video is just for us to see that in addition to taxonomy checks, there's also data quality when it comes to digital financial reporting. It's very important. So I mean, every country that have adopted some kind of taxonomy, some kind of that have adopted XBRL, there's always a data quality team that ensures that people who are filing reports are doing it in the appropriate way. So I believe this short demo have been productive. I will make the commands available. I'll make the commands available, and we'll see how we can go forward from there. Have a nice day.